Mental health services can be difficult to access, especially if you are an at-risk youth. So where do you go, and who can you talk to? In 2016, the Public Health Agency of Canada drastically decreased funding for AIDS service organizations across Canada. This forced many organizations to cut funding from community-based programming, which affected many service users. For example, the Canadian Aboriginal AIDS Network, also known as CAN, received an estimated 30% less in funding. That means there were fewer trained professionals, less reach for service users, and a decrease in services. Quantitative research in the nonprofit sector underlines a positive link between community programming and lower rates of HIV transmission. So it is important that we keep these services running, especially for at-risk youth. But what do HIV community services look like for at-risk transitional age youth that identify as BIPOC and LGBTQ+? Let's focus on support groups as an example. A typical clinical model for AIDS service organizations' support groups consist of 2 agency-trained facilitators, 8 to 10 participants mixed age, 10 psychoeducation sessions, such as recently diagnosed with HIV, and groups are held within agency to avoid breaking confidentiality around disclosure. This model sounds a little exhaustive for youth, doesn't it? Well, we aren't about to reinvent the wheel, but we can replace the tires. The model just needs some fine-tuning to better accommodate intersectional youth living with HIV. Do we want a cramped therapy room? No, we want an open space. Do we want intersectional, knowledgeable facilitators in psychoeducation that is current and speaks to the youth experience? YAS! Here's the solution. Welcome to Youth Active Support. YAS is a peer-led support group for transitional age youth ages 18 to 29 that are BIPOC, LGBTQ+, and living with HIV. So what makes this group different from others? Nuance. Think of it as a good foundation but implemented in 5 simple steps. After all, it isn't rocket science. Number 1. Train peers. Why peers? Because they have similar lived experiences and make amazing leaders. Where do they come from? They could be former service users, volunteers, or from community partner agencies. As part of the onboarding process, YAS devises a peer curriculum to include training in informal support areas such as sex work and harm reduction, healthcare system navigation, sexual health, harm reduction, conflict resolution, intimate partner violence, anti-racism, anti-bias, and cultural sensitivity. Number 2. Skills in action. YAS is no ordinary skills group. We're going out. We're enjoying the city. We're not stuck between agency walls learning about RRSPs and ODSP. This isn't a teacher, student, therapist, client model, but mutual aid and self-directed by service users. Number 3. Partner up. YAS connects with community hubs that deliver a variety of services that youth can access, such as counseling, case management, housing, or drop-ins. Some partners may include Loft Community Services, YMCA, East Metro Youth Services, and the Toronto HIV/AIDS Network. Number 4. Move funds. Take your current budget for outdated facilitator training and adopt a program that is informed and peer-friendly like YAS. You don't have to have prior experience. YAS just wants to see real allyship in action. Number 5. Evaluate. Service users will undergo a pre-assessment, a midway assessment, a final assessment, a post-assessment, and a 1-month follow-up group meeting with their peers. Peers will then report to their designated clinical supervisor. Youth health and mental health is a growing sector, especially for intersectional BIPOC LGBTQ+ communities. YAS addresses the immediate risk today's youth face and delivers a specialized support service unlike others such as Project Youth Affirm. Do we care? YAS. Do we want more for tomorrow's leaders? YAS. Thank you. Thanks for listening. Hope you loved it. Hope you want to implement it. Even if you don't, I'm just going to do it myself. YAS.